Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3306. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings in and around Elite Dangerous. This week, combat bonds and Xeno combat have been buffed, delivery missions have been nerfed, and a gameplay preview video for Odyssey is on the way. Phase 3 of the credit earning rebalance is taking place today, with an increase in payouts for combat bonds and Xeno combat. This means it will now be possible to earn far more in conflict zones and when hunting Thargoids. As with the other two phases, these new values are not yet set in stone, as they are still subject to being changed depending on whether Frontier feel they are currently suitable. Also, it's worth noting that the values displayed in the top right hand corner of the screen when you make a kill are not currently accurate. The true values will be shown in the left hand transactions panel. Combat bonds then will see the rewards on high-end ships moving from a credit value of 80,000 per kill up to 400,000 credits per kill. That's a five-fold increase. Meanwhile, the Thargoid combat is changing in a number of ways. Firstly, the credit rewards for Thargoid interceptors is increasing by a multiple of 4. That means that the lowest form of interceptor, the Cyclops, will now pay out 8 million credits per kill, whilst the top end, the Hydra, could pay as much as 60 million credits per kill. The second change for Thargoid combat relates to the experience gained per kill. Combat experience contributes towards the gains in your combat elite rank. The amount of XP gained per kill for Thargoid scouts has been decreased. Frontier haven't given specific numbers for this because that isn't something they do, but generally they're saying they felt Thargoid scout combat was a little bit too easy. However, it is clear that this is going to slow things down, as some players have used Thargoid scouts as a way to reach the elite combat rank. Experience with Thargoid interceptors, however, will scale up with the type of interceptor, with the Hydra offering the highest amount of XP. So that's the current combat payout changes. There is another change coming as well. This one is focused on delivery missions. This is what Frontier had to say about that. The increase in mineable commodity prices has had an unexpectedly large effect on delivery missions due to compounding multipliers, allowing a large number of credits to be earned with minimal risk and effort. To refocus the earnings on the effort made, the rewards for these have been changed so that the distance travelled and quantity transported has a larger effect on the pay. Payouts remain relatively high and will be monitored for any further necessary adjustments. There's obviously no figures here, and it seems on the surface that Frontier are being a little vague about exactly what's going on, but the result is that delivery missions are definitely being nerfed. It's actually been possible to earn multiple hundreds of millions of credits per hour with these missions, so this is clearly why the change is being made. Yesterday, Frontier released a new trailer for Elite Dangerous. The video was a 2-minute retrospective look at the impact that players and the community events have had on the game, highlighting events such as Distant Worlds and colonization of Colonia. The video culminated with text claiming that a brand new video will be released on the 10th of December at the Video Game Awards. The new video will show gameplay from Odyssey, something that as yet we haven't seen. And yes, Frontier do seem to be suggesting that it actually will be gameplay. This will likely come in the form of a gameplay trailer rather than a dev diary styled video, although nothing regarding that has yet been announced. So set your calendars for the 10th, I guess. Discord has very quickly become one of the most popular ways for gamers to communicate. The communications platform has given rise to thousands of dedicated game channels, and of course Elite Dangerous is no exception. As Discord also comes with many options, dedicated bots are of course a thing. This is where EDSpec comes in, a bot dedicated to giving insight and functionality for any Elite Dangerous Discord server. So, EDSpec recently hit 700 installs. The bot integrates with your Discord server, bringing elite functionality such as allowing you to get information on stations and markets, all from within your server channels. The bot uses the EDSM API in order to gather all of this data. If you're interested in using EDSpec on your server, you can find more information linked in the video description. The ship manufacturer Lakon have currently discounted a number of their ships by 30%. This includes the Asp Scout, Diamondback Scout, Killback, Type 7 Transporter and the Type 10 Defender. The Asp Scout Explorer and the Diamondback Explorer are notably absent from the list, perhaps because they are arguably the most popular Lakon ships and therefore don't need a discount. Meanwhile, the Type 9 is also missing, as is the Crusader and the Chieftain. Clearly then, this is a sale for duff ships, so if you want to pick up a not very good ship, now's the perfect opportunity. Within the galaxy of Elite Dangerous, there is a very rare phenomena which involves the collision of stellar bodies. This recently occurred in the star system Koi 413, and here two gas giants on the same orbital path collided into each other. Fortunately, Redditor Little Dizzle was on hand to grab screenshots of the event. You can see one of the images on the screen right now. The rest are linked in the album on Reddit, which you can find linked below. Of course, there was no planetary destruction here, but it's an interesting event nonetheless. The problems between the Empire and the Federation continue to heat up, with the Federation reaching a political stalemate on how to deal with the Marlinist refugees. The refugees recently fled from Empire space and were granted political asylum in the Federation. However, extremist terrorists have been hidden among the refugees and in recent weeks attacked Federation space stations. This has led to Federation President Hudson wanting to deport the refugees back to Empire space. Shadow President Winters, however, believes that the refugees deserve safe harbour, thus leaving the Federation at an impasse on how to deal with the situation. The situation with the Marlinists has caused tensions to rise between the Empire and the Federation. As a result, the two superpowers have increased the size of their military fleets. So that's the latest for the story on Galnet. What I'm personally waiting to see next then, and I suspect many of others are too, is whether or not this will actually lead to full-scale war. That brings us to the end of this episode of 3306. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.